We'll go for a swing. We'll go for a swing. Try to let go. Let's see what he does. Oh. He's like, it's wingy. It's like it's a swinging. Oh, he fell down. Here, let's do it again. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, and I'm sorry haven't been vlogging much. I wanted to vlog 2 days last week, but I thought it was Thursday, but it was actually Wednesday, so I was a day behind, and I couldn't film Thursday and upload. It's a whole mess. But we're back to normal now. I've been live streaming. Now we're vlogging again, so whoop. Yeah, we're back. And I'm going to show you an update on our kitten. It's almost 3 weeks old. It'll be 3 weeks starting tomorrow-ish, roughly. So, yay, it should be fine. Anyways, guys, let's get today started, I guess. And I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. So, hi, guys. Before we start this video, I want to tell you guys to really come subscribe and click the bell. Especially, I really try to watch you guys in a few minutes. Hi, guys. I'm back. Here's the kitty cat. Can you guys see him in there? He's wanting more food. I just fed him, but he wants more food. Kitty, I'll feed you in about a half hour, I promise. I know I missed a couple meals because I was sleeping, but I need some... Okay, it's okay. Shouldn't have touched him. Kitty, it's okay. I have to feed him, I guess, because he's losing his mind. He's really, really losing his mind. Also, he's been having a lot of accidents in the cage lately, so I've been having to clean it like crazy. And I think I have to do that again. But, anyways, guys. I guess I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. No, I'll talk to you guys. What am I doing? Let's go take a walk outside, guys. If I can find... I haven't been outside in a while. Well, you guys haven't been outside in a while. I've been outside every day, hopefully. You know, I hope I've been outside, right? It's been pretty cold, but it's actually been pretty warm also at the same time. You guys probably can't see me, but it's fine. I'm putting on shoes, so you don't need to see this. Should cut this out. But, you know, YouTuber, right? This is like unfiltered YouTube vlogs that I miss on YouTube. A lot of people nowadays, they overproduce it. And that's... If you want to watch that stuff, go to Hollywood, which is why I don't watch YouTube. I like the creativeness you can get on YouTube. That's why I do YouTube anyways. Because you can literally film anything you want, and it's really creative, and people will do all kinds of great things. Like, look at Mr. Beast. His stuff is nuts. You'd never see Hollywood doing stuff like that, but he can do it because it's YouTube. And you can literally do whatever you want on YouTube, and nobody can tell you no. And if they don't like it, then, oh well. It's big enough, there's always an honest for somebody. Right? Right. Anyways, guys, take a walk around the property. Hold on, guys. Actually, I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. I gotta go talk to my uncle. Hi, guys. Sorry about that. I had to go talk to my uncle for a minute. But, we got a kitty cat outside. It's a kitty cat. It's a kitty cat. Are you a nice kitty cat? He said, yep, a nice kitty cat. Anyways, guys. Not a lot of breath because I ran up here. It's cold out. Well, it's not super cold today, actually. It was super cold there for a couple days, and it got warm, and then it's cold again, so I don't know. Oh, also, update. Last time I was vlogging, I said that my cousin got 2 deer. And yeah, we actually got some of the deer meat back. We got a bunch of hamburger and a bunch of tenderloin. So yay. And we actually had to get some away because we couldn't fit it all in our freezer if we don't have a deep freeze. So yay. What are you doing? Kitty cat, what are you doing out here? Come here. What are you doing? Why are you walking so weird, huh? Why are you walking so weird? Come here. What are you doing? Are you cold? Are you cold or what? What's wrong with you? Are you cold? What are you wrong with you? What's wrong with you, kitty? Meow. Anyway, guys, this is the garden. Nothing's really growing because it's wintertime where we live. I mean, technically, we could probably, maybe, if we're lucky, we could have a fall garden. But that's not something really people do around here. It's more like a southern thing for zones like 7 and up, I think. We're like 6B, so we're pretty close to like 5, zone 5. So we don't really have, like, once it gets cold, it usually gets cold and stays too cold to grow. So, I mean, you could probably grow like kale and Swiss chards and maybe certain maybe potatoes. We could have another crop of potatoes, maybe, but that's kind of cutting it close. Like, you'd have to, like, if you did it right, you would probably have to, like, right at the end of summer, you have to rip everything out and then just replant all in cold weather stuff. And then that would probably work if you had multiple plots. We only have like one. We only have 2 plots, so guess we could do it. Like, I don't know. It's just we don't really. No one in here never really has a fall garden like they say. And like, that's what I don't get. People on YouTube are like, oh, plant a fall garden, plant a fall garden. But then it's like, bro, where we live, we get like 4 months of like bad winter. Like, once it gets cold, it's too cold to grow. Like, they're down there in like Georgia or Florida, or there's like no people growing in the mountains, honestly. Like, we're in the mountains, so once it gets cold, and like, this would be like living in like I won't say Alaska. Alaska is way colder than we get, but we're up in the mountains and probably in like a pretty low zone. So everyone on YouTube, that, well, not the most popular people, they grow like most people, I'm not saying all, but a lot of people, they have gone down like south where it's like zone 7 and up, and they can grow like, they don't really have a winter, and they have like their winters get like 32, then they go down to like 28. Our winters go down to like -14, -25, and it stays like that. Well, it's supposed to stay like that, but the last couple winters it hasn't been, but it's supposed to stay cold like that all winter long, but it doesn't. And it usually hits around November, October. October is usually when people don't planting around here. October, usually, like by the tail end of October, it's like 30-ish degrees. And if you're lucky, you might get 1 or 2. Like, you might be able to grow, like, quick stuff like lettuce, kale, Swiss chard, if you plant stuff in, like, right at the tail end of summer. So, yeah, you might get those. But you're not going to plant, like, there are people down south that plant, like, that are planting, like, onion and stuff right now, and, like, all the other stuff. Like, bro, there's no way we can, like, I don't think they understand, like, the geographical situation. Like, I guess everyone's different. Like, you have, like, your microclimates, and we live in, like, a really weird microclimate where it just gets cold, and it just kills everything. And then also, another thing is, where we live, the sun just, we don't get enough sun to grow anything. Like, once around, even, like, by the end, like, the beginning of October, usually everything's dead, because there's not enough sunlight. Like, the sun, I guess because we have, like, mountains, and the sun just does not, we don't have enough sunlight to grow anything. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. But, yeah, I guess you could maybe try to grow. I never really tried, none of my family's ever tried, and they even didn't try it whenever they was eating off the food on the land they grew. Like, my grandpa and their, what is this cat doing? Here, let's go for a swing, kitty. We'll go for a swing? We'll go for a swing? Try to let go. Let's see what he does. Oh! He's like, it's a wingy! It's like it's a swinging. Oh, he fell down. Here, let's do it again. Here, you ready, kitty cat? You ready to go for a big swing? Woo! Oh! He's like, it's a swinging! The world's moving! He's biting. What is he after? The cat's got the zoomies in him. Come here. Oh, oh. He's trying to walk and he shouldn't be. Donk, donk, donk. Oh, update on this, on the first batch of kittens. We're going to get 2 of them fixed the 14th. So, yay. There's no other openings for the other 2 cat. We got to wait 5 weeks for one more cat anyways. And the other cat we can't get fixed because there's no opening for girl cats. We got 1 boy cat. We're going to fix the boy cat called Tommy. And I think you're getting fixed the 14th. And then the only one we'll have left is Mama and Fuzzy. And they're going to get fixed as soon as there's openings for both of them. We got to wait 5 weeks for the Mama. But there's no opening for girl cats anyways. At this high, what is it called? It's like it's not a vet. It's a high capacity spay and neuter clinic for animals. So there's no opening for female cats because female cats are always harder to do. And they're all booked up until probably about January. I keep checking every day and I got lucky. Someone must have canceled. And I just say, yeah, give it to me. And I got him and I might as well just do the other cat. It's like $100. Okay. At our vet, it costs $600 to do just a normal, like, spay or neuter. It's about $550 for a boy cat, about $600 for a girl cat at a vet. So this place is 2 cats, $185, which is insane. Insane how cheap that was. But I know, okay, I'm gonna feed you. I gotta feed this kitten. He's losing his mind because I forgot to. I kind of overslept today and didn't feed him for a while. So yeah. Anyways, guys, let's get this started. Or we'll cut back in a few minutes. Hi guys, I'm back. It's actually super late because I forgot to vlog. Well, actually, it wasn't because of the vlog, because I forgot to do it because I was doing YouTube because I live stream and my Cyberpunk streams get like no views and I don't know why. Nobody likes Cyberpunk apparently. I'm like way late on that game. I should have played it like a year ago when it first came out and made trash about it and seen how bad it was. Maybe, but then the stream would look bad, so I don't even know. It's still pretty bad on the base Xbox. Like, stuff takes a while to log it, the load in, and it just, yeah, it takes a good while for it to load in and do stuff, and it's just a pain in the butt. Right, kitty cat? Kitty cat, you in there? You're way back there in the corner. Its eyeballs are actually open, I think. I think his eyeballs are opening. Oh, so that'll be fun. He can actually see now. Like you, big kitty cat. Meow. Can I pet you? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He says I'm cranky. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get 2 of the cats fixed on the 14th, and then after that, once there's an opening for another girl cat, we're gonna, well, 2 girl cats, because we, well, yeah, 2 girl cats. We need 2 girl cats. Probably fix the mother cat first in 5 weeks, because we gotta wait 5, well, it's actually like 3 weeks now, since the kitten's, actually, the kitten should be 3 weeks old tomorrow, either day or tomorrow. I can't remember what day it is. Born either Monday or Tuesday. So it's either a week. It's 2 weeks to 3 weeks old now. So yay, he'll be up and walking around before we know it. Now we don't gotta feed it only every 4 hours. So it'd be, well, I've been feeding it like every 2 to 3 hours for like the last. Like the first week, it's really important to feed them like just a small amount, like every 2 hours. It's like I eat like constantly for like the first week, and then about week 2, it's about every 3 hours, and then it's like a little bit more, and then week 3 to 4, it's a lot more, and then then you have to feed them a lot less. So it's like 3 and 4, it's like 4 times every 4 hours, a minimum 15 milliliters or whatever. So it's pretty good, decent amount. But yeah, don't really know what to talk about. Oh, if anyone, I kind of want to play the new Pokemon, but I don't know if I should get it or not. I could get it right now if I really want to, but I don't know. I don't know. I might boycott Pokemon for a while because I like Pokemon, and then they went 3D. I don't know. I don't know if it's like 3D or what, but especially on the Switch, it's been pretty poor. I had a lot. There is hope. I did like Arceus, which is like my favorite Pokemon game ever, maybe. If it's not, it's number 2, and it's very close. My favorite Pokemon ever, either Arceus or maybe Sapphire or Emerald, because that's like the first Pokemon game. Well, the very first Pokemon I ever game was actually Leaf Green, but it wasn't mine. I own, and then like I played that on my cousin's Game Boy for like 6 months to a year, and I finally got my own Game Boy, and I got Sapphire for it, which blew my mind because it's totally different than Leaf Green. I was like, oh, and then Pokemon started from there. Like, it was insane at that point, and I played Pokemon literally every day for a good 5 years until I got high school, and I was like, I'd still play Pokemon, but I wouldn't really do like I wouldn't play it constantly like Leaf Green and Sapphire. And that generation was so fun because you could literally just restart the game and not have a save file and just run through the game all the time and not save it. That's what I would do. I would have like my main save, and if I would get bored of it, I would go back and I would like literally play through the storyline with like different Pokemon and stuff, and that would be it. And then once I got bored of that, I would just turn it off, turn back on, and start my new save, my old save, which I wish you could have multiple saves on the DS or any Pokemon game. I guess you kind of can now on the Switch if you have like multiple accounts, which is kind of a pain in the butt to do. But yeah, you have multiple Switch accounts, you can do multiple saves. So I'm not really into it like that anymore. And then I had a blast playing Legend Arceus because that's kind of like what I envisioned Pokemon to be like on the Switch. Like especially like 3D, like X and Y was pretty fun too. It's probably my third favorite like generation as a whole. Well, I don't know. X and Y, I don't know. It had issues too. But once they went, like, I like the old style of Pokemon because it was like Pixar and it made these Pokemon look really expressive. And they went 3D and everything looked wonky. Like they took the flames off Typhlosion, they changed like a bunch of Pokemon. They don't look like they're dynamic anymore. They just kind of just stand there and look mopey. So they're slowly getting better at it, but I don't know. I think Pokemon, they either need to give Pokemon to another game studio, let them try it and see what happens, or Game Freak needs to design like the base game and have someone else design the world, because that's what they're really liking it. They already have someone else design like the Pokemon, so why don't they have another team or make another company design the world for them, like, or even hire another studio, be like, hey, you got 5 years to get to design a Pokemon world. We want it to look like this. Have at it, because they suck at designing the world and optimizing. They need to be. What Game Freak does is they come up with the new Pokemon, have that studio, because there's actually another studio that makes the Pokemon. It's technically called Game Freak because they own it, but technically the Pokemon company owns everything. But it's Game Freak designs the games, and then they have another company that designs the Pokemon, and they put that into their game. But I think Game Freak tells them what they want the Pokemon to look like, and then they send it off to another company to design it, because they don't really do 3D that much. But I don't know. They need to tell, like, hey, like Game Freak needs to come up with like the base idea of like, hey, we want this game to be like this. We'll give you guys, we want the world to look like this. We need this town, we need this. Make it happen, make it 3D, make it cool. And then we'll design like the base game, the mechanics, and all that fun stuff. And we'll program the moves. And they also need to work on their animations. Like, their animations are absolutely terrible, which I guess it's because there's so many Pokemon. Honestly, they shouldn't have so many Pokemon if the animations are so bad. They should only go like, right now I think there's like 400 a game roughly, which is doable. But the animation goes suck so bad. It should go down to like 300, maybe even 200. Especially if you're only going to take like, I think they're making a game every 3 years technically, but they put a game out every year, so it's weird. It's really weird. I think you just should take like 5 years to make a Pokemon game, have like a 3-year gap between Pokemon games. Like if you look at old Pokemon, like look how many games the DS had. The DS had 2 games. The Game Boy Advance, actually, because the Game Boy Advance had 2 games. It's like 5 years apart. It was like the original games came out. Red and Blue came out in like 1996-ish around there, and then like 2000-ish for the second game, and it was like 2004-ish for the third gen, and it was like, and then the DS was like 2008-ish. So yeah, there's a long time between games, and I don't know why they don't do that now. They need. I think it's is mostly because other company, because the Game Freak is just a small part of the company, and honestly, most of their money actually comes from this is legit. Niantic, which is a company that makes Pokemon Go, makes more money than Game Freak does every year, I think, combined. I'm pretty sure they do. They bring close to $1 billion a year just from that. And then the sales, like the anime brings in more money than Game Freak, and then I'm pretty sure the merchandise brings in the most money, which is insane. But Pokemon Go is an absolute powerhouse in the Pokemon thing. They make close to $1 billion a year, if not every year. Well, I don't know if it's close to. It's like way more than what you would think. It's actually quite staggering how much. And that's just a different company. Like, imagine if, like, Game Freak did give the studio, like, the remix to different studio, which is weird because they made it very, very identical to the base games. Like, literally, I think they took the code and they just upscaled it to to Switch, which I did not like. The past Switch games, I have not liked. The only games I've liked the Pokemon on the Switch is Let's Go. I put Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. I like those ones. Those are okay. It was a bit weird because you couldn't really control the camera, and it was a bit weird how many Pokemon, the routes were kind of weird on Switch. Didn't quite feel like a Switch game, but again, it was a remake of, it's technically a remake, not a remaster of Gen 1, which I understand why it looks like, but, and then we had, I hated Sword and Shield was a disgrace. Like, that game suffered badly. It wasn't that it just did not look pretty at all. And the base game was basically a 3DS game, ported over to the Switch, and they ported it in as water at the last minute. I swear that's what they did to that game. And then we had Arceus, which I love that game. And now we have the new game, Gen 9. And, oh, did I talk about, oh, I forgot to say Let's Go, not Let's Go, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Those games, they was okay if you want a faithful remake of a DS game that looks, that is upscaled to HD on a Switch, which is what it was, and the chibis look terrible, and they literally added nothing but, like, 3 areas under the ground, and we can find newer Pokemon, I think, and that's about it. And, like, why didn't they make Platinum? They should remaster Platinum. Like, why not remaster Platinum like they did Omega Ruby 7? They basically used Emerald. Like, what? Now, most of this was fine on the 3DS, because, again, 3DS was not very powerful. I can understand the limitation you need it, because obviously you're not going to have, like, HD models and all this stuff, and it's not going to look the greatest because it's a 3DS, but on a Switch, they can run Breath of the Wild, The Witcher 3, which is insane, they can run that. I think even run Skyrim, which is, that's a pretty old game, though. But you can run Skyrim, The Witcher 3, all these amazing games, and then you get the tree, which is, I'm not going to put, you know, guys don't talk about the tree in Pokemon. It's kind of ridiculous how bad it is. I just don't think Game Freak knows how to design a good 3D world. Honestly, I think they should either shoot the dark, they should either, these are like this options. One, they need to have another studio come in and make the world for them. Like, have Game Freak design, like, the story, the characters, and have, like, you know, the Pokemon and all that, and then design the battle, the gimmick, because I always have a gimmick now, and then have another studio design the world. Like, give them, like, the rough drafts, like, hey, we want to look like this, show we got, like, you got so many years, make it happen, boom, you're good to go. Let someone else design that, and then they can come up with, like, the core stuff, and, or, two, give it to another studio entirely, let someone else have a crack at it, like some other Nintendo company. Three, they go back to pixel art, because pixel art, like 2D pixel art on the Switch could actually be pretty cool. Could you imagine, like the stuff they've done with, like, black and white on the Switch? That would look amazing. Can you imagine black and white in, like, HD with that sort of pixel art? Because they've done some pretty amazing things with their pixel art. I don't even know why they really want 3D. I think they just want 3D because Nintendo's like, hey, we got a 3DS, it's a 3D game, we need you to make a 3D Pokemon game. Do it. And they just stuck with it. Because, honestly, I don't think they would have switched to 3D if they didn't have to. Because they literally spent, like, this is insane. When Black and White came out, it was, like, I don't know how many years from the remakes of Soul Silver. It was, like, 3 to 4 years. The remakes from Soul Silver, maybe 4 or 5. And they remade every single Pokemon in this weird pixely art style that can move and have all these expressions. And then, like, a year later, X and Y came out, or maybe 2 years. It was pretty close together. And then they remade every single Pokemon in 3D. Like, what? That was insane to do that. And back then, they was remaking every single Pokemon. Granted, there wasn't close to 1,000 Pokemon then. I think there was only, like, 400 or 500. Which, honestly, I was kind of mad in the beginning about, like, hey, there's only so many Pokemon in the game now, you don't have a natural dex. But they do have Pokemon Home. And then if you want to really pay for it, which, again, $15 a month is, Pokemon Home is a whole other story. That's way too much money for that stupid thing. It should be, like, $1 a month, honestly. How much does it cost to store, like, a couple hundred megabytes? Like, if you have every Pokemon in the game, I think it comes to, like, there's no way it's more than a gigabyte a month. And they're, like, a couple megabytes. Most people don't even use it that much. And, yeah, but the whole other thing. The whole other thing. Even Pokemon Bank was $5, so what the heck is the problem here? I don't get it. But, I think they should have around 300 to 400 Pokemon a game. Maybe less, honestly. If they're going to have way more high-quality animations. Which, I'm actually using the actual term, high-quality animation, not what they call high-quality animation, which is exactly the thing from the 3DS. They've used the same image for 3DS now for like 10 years. They need to actually do something with it. Like in this game, they need to have voice acting too. That's another big thing. Why not voice acting? Like, especially, was it Sword and Shield? Yeah, Sword and Shield. That game suffered from not having voice acting. Like, there's a whole big cutscene at the beginning of the game where the guy's, like, there's a big announcer booming to the crowd, and it's like, his mouth is doing this while you're reading. It looks absolutely ridiculous. And then, this part almost made me quit playing the game entirely. It completely threw me out of the game. You're fighting a gym leader that's all about singing, and the dude just sits there playing an air guitar. And he looks ridiculous. Like, it is ridiculous. If he actually had voice acting, he could actually sing it. Wasn't there a game, wasn't it in black and white, Roxanne actually said stuff? And I know they had voice acting very rarely in it. And also, why did a Pokemon still just have stupid 8-bit sounds whenever, just rip it from the anime? Like, rip the freaking sounds from the anime when a Pokemon says, Pikachu, and just put that in the Pokedex? Like, how hard is that? Come on. Like, seriously? How hard would that be? Like, give the Pokemon voice acting. Like, at least when you go to, like, your Pokedex tries, make it say their name like do the anime. Like, just take it from the anime. How hard would that be? It wouldn't add that much more to the game, would it? Like, it should not be that hard. In voice acting, they just don't want to do voice acting because they probably don't want to just take the voice actors from the anime and, hey, we need you to voice act our game. Done. Pay them so much money to do it, and boom, you're good to go. It's insane how... And then, this is the thing that gets me, too. Granted, I know it's been on the 3DS and Nintendo, like, DS's and handhelds forever, but we just now, for the first time in 25 years, got a game... Well, actually, Legend Arceus was the first game. Technically, Sword and Shield had a bit of it, but only in certain areas. We can finally move the camera. Like, how long has that been? 25 years to move a camera in a Pokemon game. Come on. Come on. And also, like, I don't know. I kind of like the idea. The only thing I like the idea of is in the new Gen 9, I can't remember what it's called, Gen 9 games, is you have a Pokemon that basically acts as, like, all your HMs and stuff. Which is cool. If you have an open world Pokemon, you need that. And then, basically, like, Legend of Zelda, you can literally go anywhere. Just let them have at it. Just climb walls, do whatever you want. That's, like, could you imagine, like, a Legend of Zelda with Pokemon running around? That would be insane. Anyways, enough about me complaining about this game and my stuff with Pokemon. Oh, guys, update. We turned a deer into jerky. Well, not all of it, but our cousin Dave turned a lot into jerky. We're gonna probably make some jerky out of ours too that we got the deer meat. So, if I get a jerky gun, because yeah. Anyways, I gotta end this video because I'm up. It's all late enough. I can't talk. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys in peace. So, hi, guys, I'm back. Gonna vlog. Didn't really all day, just mostly complain about Pokemon and my love-hate relationship with it. Like, honestly, for about 25 years there, it was basically the same game over and over again. At least, I think it started with X and Y. Black and White, they innovated by making a pretty good story, and then went back to X and Y, like, oh, we'll just have them do the gym challenge again, because they went 3D, I can understand that. But then, Sun and Moon, they kind of had, they was more ambitious because they had trials at the gyms, which is pretty cool, and that was the first treatment ever, which is pretty cool. And then, they went back to it in Sword and Shield, which is a terrible game. I hate that. Those are probably my least favorite Pokemon games ever, in all honesty. Either that or BDSP. Those are the worst two Pokemon games I've ever played. They just look terrible. I don't like the chibis. Did not like the controls, and BDSP, everything hits you collide everywhere. It's insane how bad that game was. Anyways, and now this new game, I don't know what. And then Legend Arceus, like, they're making innovations, but it's weird. I'm almost stop talking now. I just talked about this for like a million years a minute ago. But anyway, guys, I guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So we'll roll the outro. Bye, guys. I just want to tell you guys, thank you for this fun video. If you did, you want to watch more, you can click these two videos, or you can subscribe down below or on the screen. Do all three. Do whatever you want. It's up to you. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So